the ball. Okay, we get a lot of questions about, where should I be when all four players are behind the kitchen line? Where should I be, depending on what ball I'm hitting, where I am, where our opponents are. Let's say that Bethany and I are dinking cross court. Okay, she accidentally pops a ball up to my forehand. Okay, I have three options in terms of where I can take this ball. I can go cross court, I can go middle, or I can go down the line. In this scenario, I'll ask players that are at our camps, and I'll be like, what are my two highest percentage shots? And without fault, one of the answers is always cross court. Now, if I'm hitting this ball cross court and I'm aiming towards Bethany's forehand, it's a ball that I'm hitting hard, my window to get that ball to stay inside the court is actually really small. So I'll demonstrate that really quick. So Bethany, you're just gonna stand, a little bit to your left. I'm gonna aim for your forehand. You're not gonna hit it, okay? So in this scenario, I'm taking a ball that's above the net and I'm trying to hit it cross court. So now that ball was, 5 or 6 feet out. It is really difficult for me to keep that ball in when I'm hitting it cross court. If you watch pro pickleball, a lot of times when there are attacks cross court, what are they trying to do? They're trying to hit the person because they know if you get out of the way, the ball's not staying in. So because my window cross court is so small, my two highest percentage shots in that scenario are probably middle. Middle probably being number one because that's such a big target. And the second one is straight ahead in front of me to Clint. So based on that, I want you to view the court in thirds, okay? There's only two of you, so you can only cover 2/3 of the court, right? So in this scenario, I would want Bethany to cover the middle third of the court, right? So Bethany would take 2 steps to her left, yep. And then for Clint, he is gonna cover this third of the court that's right in front, and that would be their court position if I'm hitting the ball from this side of the court, right? If Catherine is hitting the ball, Bethany would cover that third of the court, she'd be covering the line, and Clint would shift over and he'd be covering the middle third of the court, right? So basically in this scenario, they're daring Catherine to go for that lower percentage cross-court angle shot, right? Because that's the one she's most likely to miss, okay? The one that you do not want to give up is middle. Most of the time, people are getting past middle because they're worried about that cross-court, but the middle is an easier ball for Catherine to hit in that scenario. Okay, so this concept is follow the ball, right? Wherever me or Catherine are hitting the ball determines our court positioning on the court, right? So if we hit to Clint, our court positioning looks like this, okay? As soon as I switch direction and I hit the ball to Bethany, instantaneously during the point, now I'm shifting because we hit the ball to Bethany, okay? Now, this concept is called follow the ball, not follow your partner. So what do I mean by that? A lot of times we'll hear questions at camps like, I was taught that there's a string between my partner and I, and we can't be a certain distance away from each other, and as long as we're arm's length from each other, we're good, right? Well, let's see if that's true. If Bethany is hitting the ball, and I'm standing here, and Catherine is arm's length from me with her paddle, right? Are we in good position? No, we are not in good position because now Bethany has a wide open line to pass us, right? So it's not follow your partner, it's follow the ball. Wherever you hit the ball on the other side of the court is where you want to move to, right? In what scenario do you want to follow your partner? So let's say Bethany hits a great angle cross-court dink. I'm pulled off the court all the way over here, right? Now, obviously, Catherine is not going to stay on that other side of the court because the whole court's open. I was pulled off the court, right? So she has to come towards the middle of the court to help cover. Now, the biggest mistake that we see is people will get pulled off the court, and what do? They want to go back hard cross-court, right? Number one, that's a low percentage shot. But for the sake of this drill, let's just say that you make that low percentage cross-court angle hard shot, okay? Guess what? You and your partner are still out of position because I'm hitting the ball to that corner, so Catherine, who came to the middle, has to go where to cover? She has to go all the way to that line, and me, who's all the way off the court, has to go where to cover? I have to get back all the way to the middle, right? So we're really not making our lives easier. Whereas in the same scenario, if Catherine came to the middle, because I got pulled off the court and I took this ball and went straight ahead right to Clint, now Catherine has to go cover where? She gets to stay right there and cover the middle, and I only have to get back to here to cover because the ball's in front of us, right? So when you hear people say you want to reset that ball straight ahead, this is the reason why, because it gives you the best chance to get back into position. So taking that ball straight ahead does not mean that I have to go and hit this white line perfectly right here, right? If you're playing high-level players who ernie, you actually want to avoid resetting to this area because it will make it easier for them to ernie you, right? So what do you do in that scenario? You reset the ball right here towards the middle of Clint's half. That way he can't reach it as an ernie unless he's 7 foot, right? But if you reset here, then you're safe from the ernie, right? So that's kind of the concept of following the ball. It's not follow your partner. It depends on where you and your partner hit the ball on the other side. And these movements happen instantaneously during the points, right? If we're hitting to Bethany, our court position is this, right? As soon as we switch direction and go to Clint, we switch our court position, right? And your court position depends on where the ball is here, right? So if I'm the one hitting the ball, this is their court position, right? If Catherine is hitting the ball, now they're shifting.